Hello, welcome back to the Outer Worlds. It is aproustian. I am here in the CHEM labs, I think. Yeah. Okay. Exploring a bit. I think this is where I came in, one of these places. So I probably have a couple of these to explore before going deeper in. Okay, I probably already looted these bodies. Oh yeah, there's a, terminal. Okay, yeah, run diagnostics. Could not complete. Okay. Quality of life improvements not found. Side effects analysis not found. Formula refinements not found. Formula samples not found. Research data. Memory corruption detected. Research data not found. Experimental logs not found. Staff personal entry 1 log found. To whom it may concern, I just realized what CHEM stood for. Compound Harvesting, Enrichment, and Molecularization Laboratory. Okay. Harvesting is, not sure about that in this context. Okay. Gathered in the reception hall, every 10th staff member at this laboratory was released from service. I am one of them. My indenturement contract to Spacer's Choice, which stipulates a lifetime of productive service as a researcher in the field of organic chemistry, has been terminated. I have served Spacer's Choice for most of my life. Working at the Gorgon facility is the highlight of my career. If I leave Gorgon, I will have nowhere else to go. Because my contract guaranteed my work for the duration of my life, to end that contract is tantamount to ending my life. If you have the power to reconsider your decision, I ask you kindly to reconsider. I'm willing to work without pay if necessary. Jesus. This job is all I have. Please allow me to fortify my spirit by continuing to work. Ji Jong. Research notes. I'm afraid, excuse me. I'm afraid I don't know where your research notes are. I searched materials processing and discreetly asked the receptionist, but nothing turned up. I had to guess you left them in the basement laboratory. I'd venture down there myself, but you know how I feel about primals. I apologize for the weakness of my constitution. If your research notes do turn up in the basement, may I ask you to think favorably on me when OCI asks you for a budget review? Word around the lab is that the Goodfellow and the other leaders at the OCI want to make some deep cuts in our staff. If there's any truth to this rumor, I hope you'll remember I've always supported your desire to find a better, safer version of AET. Was there anything else? I don't think so. Oh, jeez. Oh, stuff to loot. I will take that.
Roscoe, it's Georgie. If you're hearing this, you must still be holed up at the Sprat Shack. And you're not gonna like this one bit. I was trying to steal our recordings when things went crazy. I know. Like I said, sorry. And I'm gonna be in a heap of trouble if I don't get them, so if you want to save my bacon, you need to do it for me. I need the 3 interviews we did with Ambrose, this one here, plus another recording of my own. I left that last one with a guy who owed me a favor at the garbage processing office in the chemical waste ravine. I'll leave an automech near Stellar Freighting. It'll want all 5 recordings, plus a passphrase. Glacial Age. Oh, and don't listen to my log, all right? Just stay safe and keep your head down.
Interesting. That is extremely interesting. Also, I get skills. But first, this is electric fling. So I still need 2 of those outside OCI. Was I already at OCI? Huh. I'll have to go back. Is this OCI? So I have been over here. When I was like, oh, but I haven't been over there. Yeah, I have. I forgot about that. Okay. Although it looks like this is maybe up when this was down. I don't really remember. It's been a while. And the ravine. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be dangerous, if I had to guess. Okay. But first... skills. More skills. I like round numbers when I can. Yeah, I think I want that skill bonus. Sure. Apply. Accept. Yeah, but I have a bunch of codex things. Okay, that's fine. Oh, you get... wrong button. You get a new perk. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking... this. Yoga, what have you got for me? I don't really do sneak attacks. I like that though. Oh, that's good too. I see, I can make her a lot more tanky. And I think I'm gonna do that. Like, I think I could do this with anybody, but, I think it kind of makes sense with Nyoka. I think I'm gonna grab this one before I have her increase her threat. I don't even know if I'll get to that point in this game, but, you know, if I do. What is this? Come on. Oh, I can't even unlock it. Fine. See, I should have improved my, hacking or something. It's all good, though. There's so much stuff I can pick up anyways. I honestly don't need more stuff. Stuff is not the issue in this game. Okay, though. Oh.
It ain't stealing if no one sees.
That's right. Absolutely. Those are the rules. Okay, messages. Can we please? I think I speak for all my colleagues in the laboratory when I say I'm worried about the OCI's treatment of our facilities. And I understand dismissing 10% of our staff as a punitive measure. And I understand cutting our deadlines in half in order to motivate us. But, and forgive me, Dr. Lowe, I can't understand demanding that we send human inquiry our untested compounds. Many of these compounds aren't tested because we know they're failures. Increasing production means proportionally decreasing quality of enrichment, which means lowering capability of human metabolism, which means higher rate and intensity of dangerous and potentially lethal side effects. Compound X is a highly complicated formula harvested from the waste of xenocytes. Oh, shit. I knew when they're like, we have primals and it's harvesting, I'm like, this is going nowhere good. And indeed, we're good. Okay. It's complicated because, unlike over 50% of Spacer's Choice nutritional catalog, the compound was not designed for human consumption. the good people at OCI understand the complexity of the compound we're dealing with, there's a chance they'll give us the time and resources we need. We just need to get them to understand. This is a problem of miscommunication, Jasper. So let me go up there and give them a presentation. I'll use markers and everything. What do you think? Can we do this? Dr. Pahlavi, the OCI are comprised by a gaggle of carrion feeders. You go up there with your markers and your charts and your diagrams. They'll chew the flesh off your bones and then charge me for the meal. It's absolutely critical that I finish my research in peace and as soon as possible without interference from the OCI. So in answer to your question, no, we fucking can't. Best, Jasper Lowe. Dear. Work fortifies the spirit. Today we received our updated timetable from management, courtesy of Mr. Goodfellow. 6-week deadlines are now 3-week deadlines. Some of my colleagues have been sacrificing sleep in order to meet these deadlines. Others have been medicating themselves with very small doses of enriched compound X in order to combat the fatigue. Well, shit. Work fortifies the spirit, so we will carry on. I count myself fortunate to have been spared in the decimation. My former colleagues have nowhere to go. Their departure corresponds with a few critical doses of enriched compound X disappearing from our storage. Correlation does not imply causation, so I will not imply theft by implying theft. I am concerned by the side effects of compound X. Even if in its refined state, repeated use damages the synaptic patterns in the brain. Paranoia, violence, psychosis, intense anxiety will haunt a repeated user for the rest of their short lives. Our enrichment process does not combat the side effects of compound X. We're close to a breakthrough, but the damage to our research terminals is irreversible. My hope is that human inquiry will see the effects of this compound in their own tests and report these tests to creative incubation. Incubation is as chilled by these results as I am. They may provide us with more time and more resources. You wish. A moment of silence for my recent batch of enriched compound X. The elegant complexity of your molecular structure manifested in the hallucination of my own sleep-deprived mind. 30% lower rate of addiction, 75% compatible with human metabolism, and a side effect coefficient of 0.65, you're our most promising compound yet. Human inquiry would have been delighted to pour you into a syringe and stick you inside a test subject. Indeed. You're destroyed in an unplanned sabotage event, which is to say that Mr. Mosley's fancy tables couldn't predict this would happen. You are almost perfect. Our lab will never see the likes of you again. Compound X is notoriously difficult to enrich. Its molecular structure is fussy. Small doses, the compound provides a massive boost to activity. The clever buggers at OCI do not seem to understand this principle. They've asked us to increase our dosage with every batch. High dosage compound X is even harder to enrich. And a poorly enriched, poverty-stricken, chemical has none of the protective layers that inhibit dangerous side effects. What we have is a cocktail of very bad side effects chased down with one massive rush of euphoric energy. Pleasant, but incredibly dangerous. I can only hope HIA's reports agree with my assessment. Yeah. Yeah. Well, at least now I know what's waiting for me in the basement of this place or whatever. Alright. I don't remember where I came in, so I'm gonna... Oh, that's the way I need to go, so that's probably not where I came in. Is there anywhere else I need to explore? Oh, it wants me to go... Oh, I have the wrong thing marked, that's why. That makes more sense. That is how I came in. Okay, I'm gonna go check out this place.
Whether you're in a fancy lab or an old rust bucket, one thing's for sure. No one cleans the common area.
Well, I got a key for Dr. Lowe's something or other, so that'll be useful later. I suspect.
How the devil do I use this thing? Is it what? Oh, the barrel's turning. All right. I feel like an absolute idiot barking into this horn. I shouldn't have let Lucian talk me into this. What use do I have with audible notes? Posterity my ass. Ah, great fucking law. What's it doing now? Jasper! Jasper, it's... How do I turn it off? It won't.
Just press the button.
The what?
Oh, for Lord's sake, the button, Ollie.
Accursed thing.
I have to admit, I am actually getting increasingly curious myself as to what is in her journal. Like, at first I didn't really think about it much. It was just like, oh, well, that's the MacGuffin. I have to go find it. What's this? Jeweled ring. Sure. And now I'm like, I really want to know what all this was looking like from her perspective. Like, I think what's really interesting to me is she was kind of one of the big managing types here. I forget exactly what she was supposed to be in charge of. But, like, obviously this project was really terribly managed from an overall perspective. Like, you know, oh, they're not doing well enough, so we'll cut their deadlines and cut their labor. Like, that doesn't actually make sense. You can't do better under those conditions. And like, I don't know, I suppose it's kind of the halcyon way, right? But I don't know, I feel like in as much as she may have been in charge of things, it's like, did things go to shit because of her or despite her is kind of the question I have at this point. And I am curious about that. But also, like, yes, on the one hand, this project went to shit because of so many things, but, like, it was a shitty project to begin with. I don't know.
Show your boss that you are prime, because you take a tree at a time.
Oh. I think, honestly, in order to hack some of these things at this point, I would need either the right person in my group or the right buff on my armor, or both. And I kind of can't be bothered to figure that out. Oh well. Alright. Feels like a pretty good exploration. That seems bad, y'all.
I can take a hint.
Whew, okay. I love that they put a body there, like, just in case you thought it would be okay to walk right through this. Maybe it's not okay. See the corpse? I'm like, yeah, I got it. Okay, I'm gonna explore this room before I go down. Anything over here? At least I don't see any red on my radar. That's kind of nice. I don't need to be fighting all the time. Oh, there's some red on my radar. Spoke too soon.
Here they come.
Yeah, but two mechanical guys, it's not too bad. Oh, another, audio thing.
The effects of Compound X are inescapable. The refined excrement of the xenocyte life form. It's a fine powder, very fine. It finds its way into absolutely everything. Even in the water now, and the air. It settles like a veil over all of Gorgon.
That's
The
bad.
laboratory techs get the worst of it. We all appreciated the boost to mood and productivity at first, but we're at each other's throats in an instant now. I've had to break up 2 fistfights this week alone. This aggression must be inherent to the formula, to Compound X. How do I stop it?
That does seem to be the question. So everybody's inhaling primal shit dust? That's great. Love it. I wonder how good my spacesuit filter is. Okay, so this is the outside. There wasn't really anything here. Okay. So I could go this way. Go that way. You know, I'm curious. I think I'm gonna go the cavernous way. Yeah, I've got some time. A little concerned about the primals, not gonna lie. Okay, I'm so good on weight. Okay. Let's back up, let's back up, let's back up. Let's think about our guns here, guys. Because I don't need this one if I'm not dealing with the automechanical. So I'm gonna grab my distance gun. You know what? Yeah, no, this one is that, right? The hyper. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're gonna start with a little long distance. Oh, come here. Okay, so there's at least a couple. I don't know which one's worse, the blight or the contagion, but I can see the blight from here, so.
Here we go. Damn, but we're good.
Oh, was that it? What was I worried about? Goodness. I thought these guys would be way scarier. I mean, they were not good for whoever this is. Love your pants, buddy. Yeah, okay. Nonetheless, I'm gonna go back to this gun and reload.
You'd think that by now these lab coats would have learned not to mess with these beasts. It never ends well.
Yeah, right? Okay, there was red, yep. In the butt.
Next one's mine.
Oh, that's the bad stuff. Okay. Oh, that's the bad one, I think. Whoa. Here, somebody do your thing.
Get past that armor. Do it. Everyone all right?
Oof. Okay. That one was tougher. Why am I still taking... Okay. It's like, stop taking damage. How's my inhaler stuff looking? I forget how to check. I always forget. Here we go. Okay, so I still have that kind of thing, and I've still got plenty of those. Okay, good. Just making sure. This place definitely is sludgy. Is there anything else though? Okay. Alright, let's see here. Yes? Yeah. I think I pretty much saw all the things. Now I'm like, did I go and look in that nook and cranny? Is there anything up here? There's like trimmer, cleaver, hyper. Huh. Okay, well. Okay, let me think about my guns here. I feel like this one and this one feel very similar to me. So I think I'm going to 821, 788. Oh, but I like that. So I'm gonna try running. Where did it go? Where's my electric gun? There it is. Just because I want to make sure I have access to both that gun and the electrical shock stuff with this one. And then I can use my Phineas gun just for big heavy attacks. I'm like, is it? They're still red on my radar. They must be in the next room. But that is why I wanted my electric gun. Oh, what are you? Oh, is that the way you'd come down from the other stairs? Probably, yeah. Okay. I hear breathing. I feel like that's gonna be more primals than electric stuff, so I'm gonna pull this guy out, actually. Oops. That's override authorization. Okay, I think I have to open the door.
It must have been Jasper's place.
Yeah. hear stuff, it must be up there. Wait, there's also that one? Well, we'll just do this first, and then we can keep exploring.
Night falls on Gorgon. Though I suppose it's always dark here in the void. The lab is empty, and I am at last alone. I'm preoccupied with thoughts of the single-celled xenocytes that make their home here on this rock. These primordial creatures persist despite the hostility of their surroundings. No, they require diversity to
Shut up,
thrive.
dude, I'm listening to her.
Perhaps that's why our bodies react to theirs. There is a harmony in us. The law didn't craft us for the void, yet we scrabble across its cold worlds, building, persisting, as the xenocytes do. We live. Against all odds, we...
Oh, I hope so. I can finally put a bullet in this asshole once and for all.
Well, I'm glad. I've been looking forward to punching the sprat fuck in the throat.
These two are on the same page. That is really annoying. I was trying to listen to conversations at once, and I think I caught most of it, but like, I didn't know how to pause the other one, and like, come on. I will override the lockdown. Here we go. It's currently open. To root messages. Incoming. From Ambrose. Pursuant to last week's incident, new security practices now in effect. Must tidy their workstations at the end of shift. Lock everything down. All visitors must be accompanied. Any lab tech accompanied by a guest who has not received certification in either self-defense or hand-to-hand combat must be accompanied by a member of the security team. All confidential information must remain as such. Do not discuss the nature of your work outside or inside the lab, except to warn peers of imminent danger. Fire, chemicals, corporate espionage. All lab techs are to isolate themselves until further notice. Any lab tech found fraternizing in groups of 2 or more, or found speaking with the same person more than once, will be remanded to Spacer's Choice Human Resources Re-Education, or Reallocation Department. Unless you actually physically sitting in an interview session pre-approved by me, do not speak to the fucking journalists. AT concerns? I dug into the volunteer data Marion sent over. You were right. The current formulation is resulting in alarming outcomes, even by SC standards. Priantha and I performed a handful of autopsies on this week's deceased and made a few notable observations. In one case, that of a young man in his early 20s, we noted a degree of gray matter loss one would expect to see in a man of 70. His brain had also atrophied to a shocking extent, such as one might expect in a much older man. In another case, that of a woman of middle age, subject was no longer able to achieve natural sleep. After 11 consecutive days of wakefulness, oh god. She was no longer able to distinguish her violent hallucinations from reality. Yet even as she spiraled, she demanded additional injections. I was sure our past tweak would reduce the incidence of violence among the volunteer population. We might attempt to further refine the compound through partitioning, though I'm doubtful that will be efficacious. Violence aside, I'm growing increasingly concerned by the habit-forming nature of the compound. What do you think? The materials we work with are dangerous and will result in permanent injury, disfigurement, or madness when handled for all lab personnel will report to the project physician, Priantha LeBlanc, For monthly physicals and psychiatric evaluations, I do this out of an abundance of caution. Schedule your first appointment immediately. Notify me when you do. Do not make me drag you to his office myself. These days, I try to think as little as possible. Thinking is a dreadful habit which leads to self-awareness, which leads to resignation. It's true that the current formulation is resulting in alarming outcomes, but not, I think, by SC standards. SC standards are low. You report 11 consecutive days of wakefulness, and SC sees 11 consecutive days of productivity. You report an inability to distinguish violent hallucinations from reality. SC is going to try to push us to turn those hallucinations into phantom images of company logos. You say the combat is habit forming, and SC is going to see an increase in demand of our never-ending supply of xenocyte waste. To be serious, yes, the compound is absolutely habit forming. Addiction correlates with dosage. Dosage size is inversely proportional to enrichment quality. Long as corporate asks us to keep our dosage minimal and controlled, there's a reasonable chance we can improve the enrichment process to filter out some of the dangerous side effects. It's going to take time, a lot more time than corporate realizes.
I've seen negligence and greed and incompetence run rampant over this colony. But this was evil.
I've seen some reckless operations, but here, it's like they were trying to get people killed.
Right? Something went very wrong.
I'd say everything did.
Yeah.
Spacer's Choice put their best and brightest on a problem, and this is how it ended up. Says a lot about the colony's prospects.
Yeah, by people who weren't accountable. I feel like that's a big
Starting
issue.
to think nobody's accountable in this void-forsaken system.
Yeah.
Knowing how Byzantines treat failure like it's catching, I can see why Minnie'd want to clear the family name.
Yeah, let's see. I want to see what else this investigation digs up. Absolutely. Were there archived messages that I missed, though? Effective immediately, Herbert St. Germain is no longer an employee of Spacer's Choice. His body has been forwarded to the chemical waste dump for processing. He was a saboteur sent by a rival firm to disrupt our vital efforts. It's thanks to the swift reporting of one of your esteemed colleagues that he was prevented from causing any significant damage to our facilities, intellectual property, or staff. I understand he was popular around the Gorgon campus for his genuine and helpful demeanor. That is because he was a spy. If you encounter any similarly friendly staff, alert a member of the security team immediately. We're all shifting all of his remaining tasks to other laboratory technicians. Finally, anyone caught visiting his grave or discussing his departure will be remanded to Spacer's Choice Human Resources, etc. So they caught a spy. A saboteur. Is that the person who did the sabotage? I am amused, though, that he was friendly because he was a spy, people. Anyone else being friendly is suspicious. Okay, so this was what Jasper's key helped me with here. Oh, this goes downstairs. Yeah, I'll go downstairs here. Oh, jeez. You know what? I won't. It has been time enough that I need to stop here. So I will explore the basement that I'm sure is fine next time.